Brian, tell me about some of the cool changes and improvements that you did to Fantasy Island.
Okay. So this winter we decided to close the arcade down just after New Year to do some long-awaited renovations. Most of it was just aesthetics. We were overdue for, we'll call it paint and carpet upgrades, but I joke around that I pulled on the wrong thread and one thing led to, 100. And we
Uh,
really, from a visual perspective, everything is new, from the wall coverings to the ceiling to the carpet to the fixtures. And most of that, people don't care too much about, right? What they care about is the games are coming to play, and but what it's changed the experience in that the building itself is much brighter, so the games are, light up the way they should, and obviously we rearranged a lot of the equipment to present itself better, and we added a lot of new games as well. So,
but it's the feeling of the arcade that has made the Jersey Shore so iconic, in my opinion. And there's so few of them left. And the fact that you're rebuilding and, making plans for decades to come, I just want to say thumbs up, because we see this sort of thing go down all the time. And next thing you know, there's some $1 million house in there. And, that family's down for 3 weeks over the summer.
yeah.
But you're keeping the Jersey Shore arcade vibe alive with an investment in how it feels when you walk in. And that's cool. I appreciate that, man.
Well, I appreciate the acknowledgement, and that was really the whole crux of why 4 years ago we bought the amusement park, because it's a big, beautiful piece of property, and we were concerned that it would turn into a number of townhomes or homes and rob everybody of that experience. And we felt really passionate about, personally having grown up in the park. I started going there as a kid in the mid '80s, and then coming back to it with my own kids. We wanted to just make sure it was there for memories, for families to continue to create memories, as we move forward. And the arcade is a really, really important element of that. And it was a little tired.
You do, there's still skee ball and there's still like the classic things, right?
Yeah, well, there'll always be skee ball. I mean, that's a New Jersey staple, right? I
Got it.
think we'd be run out of the state if we didn't have skee ball. And we'll make certain to keep, some of, I think, our generation's most important games, such as Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, tucked in the corner, so mom and dad have something to come and check out. But the industry is certainly evolving. More lights and bells and whistles and more excitement, certainly much more than we're used to. But yeah, we've got the legacy cranes, so folks can come in and win their plush, and that's always an important element, I think, in a Jersey Shore staple as well. But it is interesting to see, sometimes we run out of ceiling height. They build these games 12 and 13 foot tall. It's pretty wild. So that was one of our important components, was raising the ceiling to try to accommodate, these new things that are coming out.
You probably updated like the air circulation and how things stay clean in the joint too, right? Considering everything that we just been through.
Yeah, that was another important element of it. So, for lack of a better description, that the system was originally designed with 16 residential units that was heating and cooling the building, which, worked well for 35 years, but it had, being near the ocean, it certainly had seen better days. And we redesigned that whole system, and we have 4 giant rooftop units, which we're not thrilled about the aesthetics of that when you're on the giant wheel. But the important part of it is we added hospital quality filtration. So, if COVID were to persist in an environment where there was some, respiratory past illness, that folks should feel comfortable bringing their children there. We've got a really important role, right? We've got children that work for us, and we have children coming to visit us, and we take that responsibility very seriously. So we should be as safe as going to school or going to the hospital now.
Absolutely. And I think that's really important. You mentioned rides, and I know there was an upgrade on some of your rides at Fantasy Island as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
So our scrambler was delayed last year due to COVID, so it arrived a little bit late, but it's sitting on its new home. We're just waiting for our new rails to be installed so we can get that ride running. And we have 2 other rides inbound. We're upgrading our kiddie Ferris wheel, and we're replacing our Himalaya with a really cool new theme. We're calling it Crab Race. So each car is themed with a different number and a different crab, and it's just a neat experience. That was due for an upgrade. We're also adding a new food outlet right next to that new Himalaya. So lots to see and experience. And, so folks that took the summer off last year, understandably so, will have a lot to come and discover.
I think I want everybody just to know this. I love the arcade vibe. I love your investment, Brian. Thanks for keeping it alive. And we got to go support this here. A Jersey Shore classic lives on thanks to what you guys are doing. Brian, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.